is, should homework be banned?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I vote for
From my
yes.
point of view, I was
You were a kid.
what was I? 2.8, 2.9 GPA. Could have been better. I just didn't try. Homework did absolutely nothing. It's for me.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it's a chore.
Yeah, it was never a. I might have learned some stuff here and there from it, but it was. Yeah, it's all just memorization.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. When you're doing it just to get it done, which when you're doing it at home, you're just trying to get it done so you can go on and do other stuff that you want to do. You're not retaining anything.
I didn't even.
That's not sticking with you. Like, yeah, it might help you pass a test, but after that test is over, you're not gonna.
It's probably wasting the teacher's time too.
Yeah, right.
I never even did homework at home.
Yeah.
Right.
It's,
I was gonna say, yeah, it was always study hall.
Did you guys have it planned out where you did like before school at the study hall and then like after?
no, I didn't really.
Yeah.
The older I
Dude,
got, I didn't have to do stuff in the morning because.
once I got into high school, I just got really good at doing it in class. Like, really, when it was assigned, I would just do it right there. While we were supposed to be doing other stuff or whatever, I would have it out and I would just go, just answering things or whatever, and then don't even have to worry. Or I would do it in study hall, but I never did. I used to not even carry a book bag.
I had to do stuff in study hall because she was super strict that you had to be doing something. You couldn't just come there and sleep or take a nap.
Yeah.
So I would just do all
Yeah.
of that.
You know, according to my brother, he says a lot of teachers assign homework because it's like an easy, because they have to map out how the classes go, what they do for like the first 20 minutes or whatever. They say they can trim down like the first half hour just by going over the homework with the class. So they just
So it's
go
a
where, so they do it
time
together.
killer for
So it's a
some
time killer for
classes.
teachers and it's easy. So it's like when they're planning out their lesson plans or whatever, but I don't know. I don't think it's, because you gotta think kids they're humans. You know what I'm saying? They're just like adults. Like when we get home, when we leave work, do we want to do more work when we get home? No, we want to relax. We want our time off. Like I don't think kids are any different. Like yeah, I don't know. And then I follow a few teachers on Twitter, and then they say like in the last 50 years, there's no evidence that homework actually increases
It just
testing
causes more
scores.
stress.
I was gonna say, you're just
Because
you're out of the mindset of learning. Whenever you're doing homework, you're at home. You got everything around you that distracts you.
Right.
Even if you're doing it to get it done, that's the only reason you're doing it. You're not doing it to learn anything.
Yeah. So I watched my son do homework, and I was like, "There's absolutely no benefit from it." He's literally just like, "Just get this over with. Come on," like.
Find the answer in the book.
Yeah, that's why
most of the time the homework is just it's you're just copying and pasting it from whatever textbook it said. It's
Yeah.
like
That's why he
It-
hates math, because that's the only one where you actually have to like work at it.
Yeah.
Because they make you show your work.
from my point of view, where I played sports, and when you go from 250
Mhm.
to I had to be ready at practice by 3:15,
Yeah.
and then 2 hours and go home and eat. It's 7:38.
Yeah.
I finished school 5-6 hours ago. Do
Yeah.
you really think I'm still in the same mindset
Right.
that I was when I was at school? That day?
Exactly.
No, I just practiced or had a game for 3-4 hours.
Yeah. Especially when you have you're in 6 classes. You probably have everyone has a test. You know what I'm saying? You have to prepare for all those tests to begin with, and on top of that, you have to do a 100-page essay or something on top. I mean, I don't know. This is too much.
And most of the time, I just feel like the homework you do, it was always like those. You have like the 20-question papers or packets, whatever you had to do.
Yeah.
From that chapter or that section you did that day. And then, you go over it. And then you wouldn't ever talk about that stuff again until you have a test
With the stuff.
of whatever, a week or two later.
Yeah.
And there's maybe one question on this test from that section where you did 20 questions from it.
Yeah. Right.
I'm not an expert. I'm not an educator. I'm not, so I don't really know the full details on it. But
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get anything from homework.
And then also, like, once you're a kid reaches a certain age, like, was it like 7th grade or whatever? A lot of that stuff parents have forgotten themselves. So it's like when they were going over it with them, we're like, shit.
I had issues with
I never asked my parents for help
not
for
you
school.
guys, not
Mhm.
you, but my youngest,
Yeah.
and teaching her how to do Common Core math. Common Core. And I didn't grow up with Common Core math, so I'm like, this is just crap. I don't see the point of
Yeah.
it. I don't understand. I don't like it. So I'm like, well, do it this way. She's like, well, no, I have to do it this way. And I'm like, what's the difference if you get the correct answer this way?
The best was Common Core and weightlifting.
What?
That was a thing, yeah. Like our exams and stuff, since it was the Common Core, it had to be, so much of the exam had to be in writing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm,
granted,
I had to-
weightlifting, PE,
yeah.
I had a test in PE,
Common Core stuff, but it was
but I didn't have Common Core. I didn't
dude,
have Common Core.
it was
Yeah.
just annoying.
Dude,
It made stuff 10 times more complicated than it needed to be.
Yeah, and I just feel like algebra, like there's certain stages of like algebra, like you have to work on it all the time to remember that. Because like I got a B in all my algebra classes, but do I remember how to do a lick of it now? No. Like I mean,
That's true.
it's just one of those things where like if you're not constantly working at it, which I mean, okay, that might serve up an argument why we should have homework, but like you don't have to do like I'm saying like when I didn't do the homework when I
I
was
was
in
gonna
math
say,
classes.
Like,
I see both sides of it. Like I personally, I think these kids are, you're talking about like scheduling issues. Sometimes now, like their kids are so overscheduled that it's kind of ridiculous. School still should come first.
Mm-hmm.
You are an athlete second. I know
that's not how long you
I know, but I know that's not. You should be a student first because at the end of the day, what are you doing with your sports? And I know, I'm not saying it's not important because we push sports too, and that's why it was there, and it was very important in our family and our household as well. But school should be first. I do see that homework does, like what you said, that's really what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to reiterate
Mhm.
what you learned and help you retain it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I know, like, coming from a kid,
Yeah.
I personally loved math homework when I was a kid. I know.
And there's a difference between going 12 hours there's a difference between going 24 hours without doing it versus years.
Yeah,
You know
I know.
what I'm saying?
But
Like
I'm
if
just-
you did algebra once a day, like say you go to school every day, you did it every time and you're in that class, you would probably catch on. But like
right, but
now
yeah.
if you go like years, like in my case, like I couldn't tell you I mean I would have to think really hard, you know?
But that's the whole, like, that's what the kids are like. You're supposed to learn it so you progress into different math. Because math doesn't teach you just math.
Oh, man.
Math doesn't teach you just math, as I was saying. It does teach, there's a process. There's other aspects that come into it.
Yeah.
There's, I mean, English is in math occasionally.
Yeah.
So I do see the point of homework. I do see both sides of it.
Yeah.
lot
Other
of-
subjects don't have that argument though.
Right. Yeah. I think math and like your science
Yeah.
and like
Reading-
history, I think those are important.
It doesn't matter. Like reading, like me, I have to have an actual interest in what I'm reading for
Which
me to
That's
retain.
yeah. See, that's like, and that's an argument.
If you're
too.
making me read a book about something I don't care about,
Yeah,
I
you're not
am
gonna-
not.
Right.
Well, I might be reading it, yes, but I'm not comprehending.
I used to force my kids to read for a moment, like when they were younger, and it didn't matter what they read because it doesn't matter what you read
Yeah.
as long as you're reading something.
Yeah.
So find what you like and read. It could be a magazine. It could have been anything. I'm
Mhm.
like, just read.
Yeah.
It's
See,
reading-
that was not the learning strategy
not.
when I was in reading class.
It's not, and
It
it's not
was-
in most times.
It was read this book that was outdated in the 60s.
Right.
And
That's now on my band
that's
list.
yeah. So I don't know. I feel like anyway.
Banned books. And I mean, I think like
Banned books?
yeah, read banned books.
Who's banning of mice and men?
Libraries and schools and
What?
PTOs and
Are they-
mom groups. Did you read some?
Why?
Because there's
Cancel culture.
it's canceled. Yeah, it starts with the books. That's the first one. But I mean, that's
Does
just it.
anything good ever come from banning any kind of books or
No, just makes people
literature?
running anymore.
No, banning in general.
No, from just like
No.
like time period.
When you ban things,
I mean-
that's like saying don't read this to somebody.
That's
You
a
really
whole
wanna
different
read
topic
it.
we can get into.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. But I do see like some homework being beneficial. But I remember having to do like art projects at home. And I'm like,
Stupid.
what? And if you're not into art like this kid, it was stressful.
My GPA is getting lowered because I don't want to make a gingerbread house
Right,
in
right,
English class.
Right.
That's
Right.
stupid.
Dude.
right. So who
Yeah.
ends up doing
We
that
had to make
stuff?
a book setting.
Oh my
Yeah.
The
god.
dioramas.
Yeah.
Who helped you?
You think I want?
No, yeah, no. You didn't want to do that. Any part
Here,
of that?
go.
So
You get assigned a random snack or a food, and then you have to make a book setting out of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
You had ice cream trees.
Flashcards
I don't
are way
remember
better
what we made
than
ice.
any
We made
homework.
trees out of ice cream cones.
Yeah. The only homework that I actually liked, and I didn't even like it because I did in class, was the study guides.
Yeah.
Like they literally gave you, basically they gave you the
They're like,
test
this will be
as
the
homework,
test.
but it was just in, they would change the order of the questions or reword a couple of the questions or change the options.
Yeah.
But literally it was the same thing. So if you did it right before you took the test was no
That
problem.
was always science.
I was like, that was really the only
So-
homework that mattered.
Yeah, that's the only thing I was like, as long as I was on top of that, I aced the test. Grades were solid. Didn't care.
I kept my grades high enough
to play sports.
to play sports. Yep.
Yeah. So, and then also, there's a whole nother argument that testing doesn't really reflect that you learned anything.
No, it's memorization.
Exactly. So that's a whole other.
Elementary in our country is all about how to memorize
Yeah.
what the teacher wants you to memorize.
Mhm.
It is, you're not, yeah, and then you have to, because you spend, what, do you even spend 3 months? I don't know what you guys do, what your kids do anymore, but
Yeah.
these guys, they would spend like 3 months of the year reviewing what they learned in 5th grade, and they're now in 6th grade. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. There's a lot of flaws, and I don't think homework is necessary. I think kids should be treated like adults and then give them a break.
Yeah.
Give them a break. Let them enjoy themselves. Don't burden
I
them
agree
with
with that.
hours of
Yeah.
homework and and added
People-
stress.
You know, people go to work and then they take their work home, but
We are
you know,
Yeah.
they're getting paid. They're
Yeah,
getting paid
yeah.
to go to school.
Right.
right. But, I don't know. These
Alright.
are just,
So are we all in agreement here? Homework should be banned?
Yeah.
yeah, why not?
Pretty much.
Alright.
Yeah.
There we have it.